One of the best things about our organization and this charity is that you will see the people that you're affecting. Every dollar that you raise, you'll see how it changes somebody else's life. It teaches them how to be social. It teaches them how to adapt and be accepted by society and go out there and get those jobs and change their lives and so many other people's lives. It's so much more than just a sports organization, and we need to tell our people so that they can go out and tell everybody else.
It's not all about getting donations. It's also about raising awareness, because there's people out there and they may be athletes that need to know what Special Olympics is about, so they'll participate. Or parents who have children or loved ones of some sort that ultimately should be involved and aren't. So you raise the awareness about it and build the passion around Special Olympics, and then through that you also try to raise funds.
They were cold, but they were fantastic. It's the furthest north we've ever been for our games, and they really showed that northern hospitality. There were 160 runners that took part in the run. It was -31 without the wind chill when they were running into the opening ceremonies. They came in looking a little like popsicles, but every single one of them had that smile on their face when they reached the auditorium. When you bring something like that to a community, it changes it forever. It's the legacy that's left. People are inspired by seeing the torch run and what it does for the athletes, and they're more apt to get involved after that. They want to participate. They want to meet more of those athletes.
When I went to the Thunder Bay Games, I told my brother Robbie that I'm going to be speaking, and when I speak, I want you to stand up, because I'm going to say, "Where's my brother, Robbie Lewis from Sault Ste. Marie," in front of 2,000 people, and I want you to stand up and wave your arms and say, "I'm right here, Chris." And I wondered if he'd do it. He's autistic, and autism, generally speaking, doesn't create people that really want to interact with other people. Well, then when I got to the mic, because of the lighting, I couldn't see the crowd, but all of my friends and police chiefs from around the province that were there were watching. And I said, "Where's my brother, Robbie Lewis?" And he bolted out of his seat. Someone said it looked like he was spring-loaded. And he stood there and said, "I'm right here." And he waved his arms in the air. He was so proud. And then throughout the next couple of days, the weather got really cold, so some of the outdoor events were postponed and delayed, and some canceled. And I was really worried whether or not he'd get to ski. But he did. And he won 2 golds and a bronze. And just so thrilled. He called me after to talk to me about it, and he's 43 years old, and he's never called me once his entire life. When I call the Sioux to talk to my parents and he answers the phone, I say, "Hi, how are you, Robbie?" And he tells me usually about skiing or about how far he walked to get exercise to prepare for skiing. But he actually called me, and I was out shoveling, and my wife said, "Robbie's on the phone." I said, "Oh my God." He called me, and he said, "I got 2 golds and a bronze, Chris." Just amazing. I mean, it brings a tear to your eye, because he's 43 years old, he's autistic, he works part-time, he lives in my parents' basement. He doesn't interact with a lot of people, but nothing gets him fired up like skiing and the Special Olympics. When he wears that jacket, man, he's the proudest guy in the world.
In 2010 was a great year for the law enforcement torch run. Again, we surpassed anybody else in Canada in the way that we generate funds, and a lot of that is because our law enforcement officers think outside of the box. The mulch holes are still a huge hit right across Ontario. Polar bear dips are on the rise. Thunder Bay held their first polar bear dip in 2010, and they're going to make it an annual event. We would like to see the polar bear dips spread out more. Everybody's got water, everybody's got cold temperatures. Owen Sound, unfortunately, couldn't do a polar bear dip last year because of the ice situation, and they adapted and they set up a sprinkler with the firemen's help, and with about 160 pounds of pressure, they ran through a sprinkler and adapted that way. So there's tons of different ideas. All that money goes back to the athletes. It goes to support the administration of the program. It goes to support the training of the athletes.
Across the world, the Ontario Torch Run has raised more money than any other torch run organization in the world. The OACP raises $1 million, $1.6 million, $2 million a year. And Special Olympics Ontario will say without the law enforcement community, they'd be really in trouble, because there's thousands of athletes in this province. And to buy equipment and to buy jackets and pay for travel and hotels and all that, and it costs a lot of money. So they can't survive without us, and we never let them down.
Hey guys, everybody ready to rock? Yeah. Another big year for us. This is our first run in the area for the OPP, and ultimately it's a kickoff of the Rob Plunkett run too. Rob is our brothers and sisters from York are here, and as they are every year, really good to see us all together doing the right thing for the right reasons. My buddy Troy Ford King here is a Special Olympic athlete, and we're not out here freezing this morning and standing around just because we had nothing else to do. We're doing it for Troy and a whole bunch of guys like Troy. We're here for that cause. So let's have a great run, do all we can to raise that awareness, and thank you so much for being here. So enjoy yourself, be safe.
The Rob Plunkett run is a run that you will never see me do start to finish. It is miles and miles and miles of dedication through many police officers and corrections officers and Special Olympic athletes that run from Aurelia to York Region every year in the memory of our friend Rob Plunkett, who was killed in the line of duty. It is a gathering of brothers and sisters running for something that Rob believed in, and that was Special Olympics.
I especially want to thank our brothers and sisters from Peel Regional Police, from the Toronto Police Service, from the Ontario Provincial Police, from the RCMP, and all of the other different police agencies that have come together here with York Regional Police to raise money for Special Olympics through the Law Enforcement Torch Run. And I'd like to pay tribute to Jeff Plunkett that's with us here today. You know, from the time that Rob Plunkett joined York Regional Police, there's always been a member of the Plunkett family participating in this torch run, and we're very proud that Jeff is with us today, and I know that the Plunkett family will continue to support this run that's now named in honor of a fantastic police officer, a fantastic human being, and one of the best supporters that Special Olympics ever had, Detective Constable Rob Plunkett.
London City Police hosted the National Summer Games, which is a huge event. So there wasn't just athletes from across Ontario, there was athletes from coast to coast in Canada, from Newfoundland and Labrador right to BC. It was unbelievable. So all the athletes marched in, and thousands and thousands of them in a big stadium in London. And then came in the torch runners, and these are law enforcement members from across Canada.
It was one of our biggest torch runs, if not the biggest torch run ever in Ontario, or I would challenge anybody in the world to beat the number of runners that we had out for it. The Ontario Police College were able to send their entire recruit class, so over 200 recruits from there, to participate in the run as well. So it brought together law enforcement officers from across Canada, and again, working on the one common goal of the torch run and bringing that flame of hope right into the opening ceremonies.
They were doing it for the Special Olympics Ontario, for those athletes, because we love them, we respect them so much. They're all champions, they're all heroes to us. That's why we do it year after year for them. And when I was standing there in dress uniform, I was so proud of those athletes, I was so proud of the law enforcement people as they ran by.
Let the games begin.
2011, again, is shaping up to be a fantastic year. We have the Provincial Floor Hockey Championships coming up in Sudbury, which are shaping up to be a fantastic Provincial Floor Hockey Championships. The crew up in Sudbury is putting together a really nice torch run event for everybody to participate in, and we're asking that all police officers, corrections officers, parole officers get up to Sudbury and participate in that.
What does it take to be a true champion? It's a passion to play, sheer dedication, and unbreakable courage. I'm David Branch, Commissioner of the Ontario Hockey League. As a longtime supporter of Special Olympics, I know a champion when I see one. This spring, the dream continues during the 2011 Provincial Floor Hockey Championships. The OHL are proud to be partners of this great event, and we want to invite you to be as well. Sponsor, donate, or come out and cheer on some champion athletes.
The torch run's future is very, very bright. We've developed the program with the guidance of many people before us for the last 24 years. We have many new people coming up within the program that are going to be an inspiration to everybody in the future. And when we approach our 25th year and when we enter our 25th year, we're going to be bigger and better than we have ever been before. And that's because of the support that we receive within our communities and the support that people give our law enforcement officers for our Special Olympic athletes.
It gives so many people with an intellectual disability an opportunity to participate in something they otherwise wouldn't. Just a phenomenal thing. And if you ever watch the actual events occur or participate in the opening ceremonies at a winter or summer games, you're hooked for life. And so many people are hooked that don't have a single family member that benefits from it, but they're hooked anyway because it's just such an amazing thing.